Good morning, Zion. I pray and hope that you are blessed and that you are learning about honor. Please tell us in the comments, what are some things that you have learned and what are you going to do differently? Meanwhile, we are still here with Vickie, and she will continue to tell us more about honor. So Vickie, on the first day you told us about words.
Yes.
And God teaching you about using words to honor. Please tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so that's great. I think, and this, I will share the scripture. It's not how we normally read it, right? This is in Philippians 4:9, I believe, and it says that that we should think on the things that are noble, the things that are praiseworthy, the things that are good and are right. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the things that the scriptures that the Lord was just giving me when things change, circumstances, you go into a place and things are all flowing very well, it's good. And when things begin to turn around, what am I saying about the place, about the institution, about, the environment? And that's a scripture that he has given me to kind of meditate on. And not just to meditate, but the instruction was speak these things. Mm-hmm. Speak the things that are honorable. Speak the things that are true. Speak the things that are praiseworthy. Mm-hmm. Even when it's difficult for you to find that thing to speak about. So one of the things that it was, either I speak the things that are praiseworthy or I shut my mouth. And that's been difficult. But then I have seen such freedom mm-hmm. in also being able to hold my tongue. Because sometimes, and this one I just said, sometimes when people go like, oh, how is work? And the first thing you want to start saying is how it's stressful, how it's this, how this person has done the other. And then I realized that every time I did that, there was this heaviness and a cloud over me. And it's almost like the more I said how difficult things were, the more things were difficult.
Aha.
The more I complained about this and the other, the more that situation stayed on.
Okay.
And so, usually I like to have my walks with God, and he's like, so I do my reflections every day after work, and I'm walking back home, and I'm like, what did I say today? And the more it was like clockwork. I'd say this today, if I complain about it, tomorrow I will face the same thing. And the days I did not, and I held my tongue, things started to turn around. Mm-hmm. So there was just something about my tongue and my words. And usually it's a hard thing, even though you wake up today and be like, today I'm not going to speak ill, yes. And you find your mouth just but one of the things that I have found is really to speak this word over me and say, I will speak things that are honorable. Mm-hmm. I will speak things that are true and that are noble. And then really just asking the Lord to help my tongue. And when I've had also difficulty in that, what I have also now begun to do mm-hmm. and to say is that if I find that things are really tough, I just say, let's not talk about work. Uh-huh. And people respect that. Okay. And they ask me, oh, tell me what's going on. I say, I've actually made it a rule, let's not talk about work. And suddenly there's just freedom. And there's freedom, and I've enjoyed that season a bit more, and I'm able to cope with the challenges that are going on when that is happening. So I find that actually the challenges that I face are not as heavy as when I'm speaking ill about the same challenges. So, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so in a sense, what you're saying is the scripture that says the power of life and death is in your tongue goes hand in hand with honor.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's almost like you fashion your world with your words. Mm-hmm. And so one of the other things that also I felt was, okay, so even though you're keeping quiet, that's great, but are you speaking well? Mm-hmm. Are you prophesying? Are you making declarations about this same circumstance? Mm-hmm. And so I realized that it's okay to be quiet, and that's good when you have nothing good to say, just don't say it. But also, in the place of prayer, making declarations that are true, making the declarations that you want to see or that the Lord is impressing upon me, and then I begin to see that actually happening at the workplace. Mm-hmm. So really, the words that we speak, and that for me is where I feel that that's where honor is. That honor isn't just being, it's not just showing up to work, mm-hmm. It's also fashioning my circumstance and my environment with the words that I speak over that environment. And it actually does. You actually see things come to be. I think one of the things that the Lord really showed me was a picture of how he formed the world. Mm-hmm. And he took me back to Genesis, and you see how he speaks everything into being.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes,
the
yes.
only thing he actually, after he says let's make man, is actually he makes man with his hands. But everything else, 5 days
Just
of creation,
word.
he spoke it. And it's like, that is the power that you've got in your tongues, is speak these things into being. So if things are not the way you think they should be optimally, then speak them into being. And that is part of honor. And part of it, it also confounds the people that we work with. And I see it in my workplace. And people keep asking, how is it that you don't get stressed about this? And I go like, oh, you know. And so sometimes we think it's not seen, but people are actually seeing and they are watching. And that actually is being witnessed to also others who are non-believers around us.
Very true. Wow, thank you very much. So there you have it, viewers. Are you honoring with the words that you are speaking? Let's continue with this conversation tomorrow. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you.